you. Well, it's great to talk to you, Sarah, because I had so much fun watching this film, and I can only imagine how much fun you must have had making it. So, how did you actually come to be involved with the project? How did it come your way?
Yeah, no, I my agent just sent me an audition and like I knew of Eli Roth and like his work and I just had recently watched Thanksgiving and I kind of just put myself on tape and just hoped for the best and then I got a call that I booked the role and once I saw the script, I was in love with it. It's such a cool film.
Yeah, for sure. And what was it about the character of Lizzie that really appealed to you when you got to read the script? Was there anything in particular that really drew you to wanting to play her in this film?
Yeah, I think that, obviously she kind of starts out as like this rebellious teen girl, and then you slowly start to see like, when danger comes around and when needed, like she's such a strong fighter and she's there for her brother and she just kind of grows into like I think this like beautiful young woman.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Eli Roth there, of course. He's an amazing horror director and obviously working with him here. But what did you learn from working with him? And particularly in those moments where the film gets pretty crazy and quite bloody as well.
Yeah, I think that he is such an actor's director. Obviously, like he's an actor himself. There's just like a
Yeah.
certain way, like I feel comfortable getting to talk to him on set, and he was very open to collaborating, and I could always ask questions. And I think like we shot this film very fast, and he was just so open and he was very precise with what he wanted and just was a great team player. And I think, yeah, just kind of learned a lot from him. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And of course, he's playing your dad in the film as well. So, how much fun was it to get on set and to explore that dynamic over that family dinner, which I think is a really fun scene with the four of you?
It was so cool. We did a couple of takes and then we got to improv and just kind of got to have fun with it. So I'm excited to see like what takes they actually added into the film.
Yeah, and in terms of obviously the gore in the film, particularly later on, how did you find that? Because I know, and I've spoken to a lot of actors when it comes to fake blood, they say it's a nightmare, it's sticky, they just can't seem to get it off their hands and their skin. What was it like for you to kind of get involved with that crazier side of making a horror film like this?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely sticky, but it was just so cool. Like I haven't myself gone to work on too many horror films yet,
Mm.
so it was just such a cool experience and kind of exciting though, even though it's a bit gross, but it's okay.
That's awesome. And obviously you get to face off with Ari Millen, who plays the ice cream man. What was it like having him on set and the kind of presence that he brought to playing this potential horror icon, I guess you could say?
Yeah, well, first of all, he's such a great guy. He's so kind and he will just sit and talk with us and talk to the other kid actors. But like once he's like kind of in his zone and he's becoming the ice cream man, it's spooky. It's really spooky the way he can just dial in and become this like, yeah, I guess new horror icon, I think. He's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a great scene in the film where obviously Lizzie, she can't move. And I thought great performance from you, trying to portraying that and the fact that she's, collapsed into the floor, can't move her arms. What was that day like on set for you? I imagine it must have been really physically exhausting to try and get that across.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you. Yeah, I have a bit of a dance background, so I was like, how can I kind of incorporate like, you know, what I can do? And Eli kind of just let me just go right into it, and we could tweak things when needed. But yeah, but I did have like knee pads and stuff on, so I was pretty safe.
Oh, that's great. And there's a lot of I don't think they'll mind me saying there's a lot of creepy kids in this film, given the way that the story plays out. What was that like for you to be surrounded by these young actors? They're made up with the obviously the ice cream effects and they're playing these quite unhinged kind of killers. That must have been quite unique days on set for you.
Definitely, but the one thing I did notice is that like the kids were so excited to do the most like gory, gross things. And I know Eli has a lot more stories, but no, they were just excited to play with a leg or be in a ton of blood. Like, but they were great. They were really great.
Oh, that's awesome. And you get to do a little bit of stunt work as well, I guess. There's kind of a car chase sequence and some action later on. What was that side of things like for you? First time for you working on that kind of, action side?
Yeah, it was really cool and also really rewarding. I'm always the type of actor where I like to continue doing my own stunts and stuff. So yeah, it was obviously physically demanding at times, but really rewarding.
Yeah, amazing. And there's a lot of actresses and actors or actresses obviously becoming scream queens, with racking up horror film credits. Is that something you like the thought of doing after getting a taste of horror working on Ice Cream Man?
Yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm so obsessed. It was so much fun and just getting to, I guess, challenge myself to be like, emotionally and physically in a film like this was just a really great experience and I'd love to do more.
Yeah, and there's a real horror resurgence at the moment, thanks to films obviously like Backrooms and Obsession. And, I think Ice Cream Man's coming along at a great time and a great year for horror. So is it exciting to be part of that?
100%. I mean, I saw both of those movies and they were amazing, and they
Yeah.
made me very excited that people just are craving more. So, yeah, I'm excited for people to see Ice Cream Man and just kind of get to experience something crazy and funny and kind of campy.
Absolutely. And do you have a favorite horror movie, maybe or a favorite horror movie star that maybe inspired what you brought to the table as Lizzie? Or did you just go into this one with obviously the script and what Eli wanted from you?
I kind of just went into it, with the script and what I
Yeah.
talked to Eli and what he kind of saw in Lizzie. But I definitely like I rewatched Thanksgiving again, and I have a couple of friends who worked with him before, so I just kind of made sure to, talk to them and see maybe like what his style is or like how demanding the days are, just so I knew that I could just be fully ready and present when I went to film.
Amazing. Yeah. And were there any particularly demanding days for you on set? Anything that really challenged you working on this one?
Yeah, there's some scenes near the end of the movie where, without any spoilers, it gets a little crazy and, with long days. And I think we shot the film in like around 21 days or something along those lines. So just having to physically and emotionally just be so ready and be so present and to have to do those scenes over and over again. It was definitely hard, but rewarding.
Yeah, it's amazing. And without getting into any spoilers, if the door is maybe open to maybe come back to this world and play Lizzie again, and well, maybe we'll see an Ice Cream Man too and continue to explore this world. Is that something you'd be interested in?
I mean, hey, I'm very interested if they're open to it.
Oh, well, fingers crossed. Well, Lizzie, with Sarah, sorry, it's been a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk about Lizzie, because as I said, this is a really fun horror movie, and it looked like you had a blast making it as well.
I did. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Lovely speaking to you. Thanks for your time.